Hey, Awesomes. How's your week 7 going? I hope it's going well. As promised, we're talking this week about, we're talking about Project 2 on the field, figuring out your field and talking about where you think you're headed, that field that you want to research for Project 2. I did want to discuss a little bit with you these particular charts, the chart and the checklist that I have up for you. And I want to start with the paragraph revision chart. And I think as you start to get feedback from your rhetorical analysis, a lot of the feedback we'll talk about what do we need to kind of think about when it comes to revising. So a lot of times when we write, especially with the rhetorical analysis, we have a tendency to be, I want to say repetitive, but we can maybe think about unnecessary words, or we have a tendency to write in very short sentences or sentences that are very, very, very similar. And so sometimes in the feedback, I say we need some sentence variance. We need to vary our sentences, or we need to vary the first word, right? The first word is the same in every single sentence. So this chart really works really, really, really well. So you can obviously, get your paragraph number. Obviously, you start with your first paragraph, right? You would call this your introduction, and then number your sentences. And then the first thing you do is obviously, okay, what's the first word of every single sentence? And then you write those down. How many words are in each sentence? All right. What type of sentence is each one? Is every single sentence simple? Do we have variety between simple and a compound sentence or a complex sentence? And this here has a link if you need a refresher on the differences between those on a nice page here called Varying Your Sentence Structure. Obviously, your sentence type, the simple ones, you've got your basic subject, verb, object. Compound sentences, you've taken two complete sentences and joined them together with a comma and then, and, for, or but, or something like that. In a complex sentence, we'll have, when we start getting into dependent clause followed by an independent clause. So you want to see what your variation is, right? And then if you quote, or is there a quote or a paraphrase in that sentence, right? So let's say that there is the authorial action word or quote or paraphrase. So what's the word that leads into that? Are we saying talks about? Are we saying author states, author says? What's the word that we're using in that instance? Okay. And then what kind of punctuation is in the sentence? All right. Is it, if it's a simple sentence, probably you're just going to have a period, right? Or if it's a compound sentence, we hope that there's at least a comma in there, right? If it's a complex sentence, we should have at least a comma. And then, of course, recall your fanboys. And these are basically essentially your coordinating conjunctions. You have for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. So, topic sentence. So your sentence number one should be a topic sentence. Your sentences within the body, right, of that particular paragraph are going to fall right here. There should be, yes or no. Do you have a transition sentence? This is an introduction going into the body of your paper, so you should have that. And then obviously the very last one, you should have some sort of concluding sentences. And this chart, if you will, kind of helps us think about analyzing every single one of our paragraphs. So as you get feedback, or if you see feedback talking about sentence variation or sentence structure or paragraph structure, right? This is I use this quite frequently, as a matter of fact. So I encourage you to use it as you get feedback. I know I think I still have a few left as far as rhetorical analysis papers are concerned to grade. But as you start getting your feedback, if you see me say something about repetition or say something, hey, let's look at our sentence variation or paragraph variation. This is the best way to kind of single out, okay, where it helps us pinpoint where we need to perhaps make some revisions. Okay. All right. And we can once I'm done with all the feedback, I'll revisit this, but I wanted to just let you know that this was here. If you want to take a look at it, kind of become familiar with it, then that's awesome. Okay, guys, stay safe, stay awesome. I'll be back to talk about the checklist. Bye-bye.